Welcome along and welcome back to Attingham Park. Today we're heading down to have a quick review of our fields actually, and I want to get a little bit of separation in. So we've got our top part of field 12 comes down to this point here, and I've had an idea for sorting out how to separate these fields. Originally, I was just going to go and do all of these crops based on how we've limed it and worked it and just set them out like that. But I think what I'm going to do instead is we're going to go into the construction screen here, and I'm going to get the smallest landscape tool painting I can, and then do a whole line across the middle here, using this line as a guide. So if I can move across and keep everything there like that, that would be great. The way I'm going to do it, I think we've got forest ground, we've got dirt. I'm thinking I'm going with dirt, or either sort of the... Yeah, I think we want to go with just dirt. Keep it simple. We might put a few bushes and bits of grass and stuff like that in there. And I want to keep my tools fairly small. I'm going to move myself out the way because otherwise it gets in the way. Right, and then we should be able to just do a dirt line all the way across the field here. And if I do it as a circle as well... So, why is that not? Because we need to select landscaping and painting. And we need to select what we're going to paint, which, as I said, is dirt. We want to change the cursor shape. So V, and I'm going to enlarge it a bit. So we'll go like that, and hopefully we'll have enough money going across this field to do this, keeping this nice and small and not trying to go over the top. Should mean that course play will work with it, and should mean that everything other than the hired worker will work with it. I think it'll be a bit thin for that. So let's start that there and just go across. And in fact, you can see that is costing in fact, that's costing us nothing at the moment, which is excellent. If we can avoid having any kind of cost to do this, that is brilliant. And then just the last little bit there. Perfect. In fact, the last little bit cost us £2, whereas the rest of it cost us nothing. So we'll come out of this, we'll jump in the landy, and we'll go and do the same on the next bit at the end of the lime up here. Before we get started on the farm, this video is brought to you in partnership with the awesome people at Apex Gaming PCs. I've teamed up with Apex Gaming PCs to create my own custom line of PCs suitable for everybody from beginner farmers to virtual farming experts. Apex Gaming PCs are offering up to $250 off your next purchase just by using my link in the description below. So go check them out. So again, we are going to do this at this point. So Shift P to get straight in. If you didn't know that, actually, Shift P takes you straight into the build menu if you're on PC, which is really cool. And then again, we're just going to go with the mud. It says it's £2, so it'll cost me £2 initially, and then it costs nothing after that. If I hold it down and go the whole way across. So we'll do the same thing again. Dirt. And away we go. Hold it down. Keep it. So I think this is slightly bigger brush than last time. I'm going to take it along the edge of this here, because I seem to have... Well, it seems to have been a little bit off kilter going across. But there we go. That is not bad at all. I'm very happy with that. And that means now our fields are nicely separated by a little patch of dirt. And if we come on here and we go to the hide worker screen, and now I should be able, I think, to go create job It's not going to be able to do that. We'll try it with a tractor in a moment. But I think I should be able to create courseplay courses within those 3 fields now. But back up to the yard, and we're going to park our Landy up over here because we need to get on to some seeding today. So both field 1 and the top end of field 12 are prepared. So we're going to go and do both of those. We will probably get the county, actually. We've left that on here. And go and, in fact, let's go and see if we can get that courseplay course set up. We want the county going and doing the middle field because that is where we're going to be planting canola in the near future. Let's see. Turning circle on this is horrible, as we've noticed before. And yeah, I think what I'm gonna do is I need to check the comments from the last video, but I want to see if any of you have made any suggestions as to whether we should be putting the jewels on the 7810 to do the seeding. I think it'd be quite cool, and I think if there aren't any comments to that effect, or there aren't any comments on what we should do with that, then I might go and just do it anyway. Yeah, I'll go and have a look at that in a moment before we get started on this. But yeah, will this work with courseplay on this new divider we've done? And seeing actually the cost of doing that, I'm wondering if I can put a roadway in down the side of this field here, just to get me to this field here. Right, let's give this a whirl then. Come into here, into the hired. We're going to create a job. We're going to target position of here and there, and field position of there. Oh, it is doing the whole field for some reason. It hasn't, it's not a wide enough bit to do it. So the easy fix to this then is that we go and do each of these sides. We get these done first, and then we just get the hired worker to work between them. I think we're gonna have to go and work this a little bit more. Maybe widen this bit of dirt between the 2 fields, because it's not. If I pull over it, it's not doing anything on it. And then yeah, we're gonna have to widen the gap between these 2 fields. I don't really want to. I don't want to lose much field to it, but it's definitely not registering at the moment that these are separate fields, which is slightly annoying. Okay, that is the 2 edges defined. We should be able now to just leave the hired worker working within those. It shouldn't turn to the left when it comes out of this first row here, so it shouldn't touch that bottom field, and it also should stop when it gets to the other side and overlaps with that final row over there. So that will be all good, and means that this field will then be ready for our canola planting, hopefully tomorrow. If I can get both of these fields planted today with the spring barley, so top end of field 12 and the and field 1 planted with the barley today, then we should be able to get this field and field 3 planted with the canola tomorrow. I think our planting window is still fairly big. How big is our... Yeah, we've got planting window. In fact, no, canola and barley we have to plant today and tomorrow. So it's no, can we do it? It's we've got to hit the ground running and get both those crops in because we are running out of time. So I checked the comments from last time, and there's actually only 1 comment on there about the dual wheels at the time of recording this, and it was emphatically for them. So what we're going to do is customize our 7810 here and get... Oh, I actually want to go the other way because, yeah, And we're just going to put the rear jewels on. I'm not interested in doing a full set of jewels on this. I think this should do us quite nicely. And customize that. That is going to cost us 2,000. But look at that. That is fantastic. All set up now to do our seeding. And as I was saying a minute ago, we've got to get the barley in today, because it's going to be barley today and canola tomorrow. I'm very thankful actually that we have started work on that middle field, or middle part of field 12, because we're going to need that bit of the field ready for us to go. So that's coupled it to that, and that's coupled it to that. Sometimes I get a little bit of trouble with manual attach and some of the setups on here. It can be a little bit finicky sometimes. Oh, hang on, I just noticed our seeder here takes fertilizer as well as the actual crop, the actual seed. So what we want to do is we're going to have to pop up to the shop and grab some fertilizer as well. We need to get some fertilizer anyway, and with as much fertilizing as we need doing on these fields, that's actually going to be really good. Let's stop that there, right? And I think should be able. Oh, I had to take the right click off of course play. Let's course play settings. Do we have open HUD with mouse? Okay, yep, deactivate that. So yeah, let's stop that. Delete is still the one to activate it, so that's good. But we need to be able to do that. Right. Then we will disconnect that. Whoa. Oh god, that hit me in the face. And disconnect that, and we'll move that out the way. So we'll put this over here behind this bush. I have to remember where that is. And then we can come around and connect up to our seeder. Back up to here. And connect it up. Can we disconnect it? There's some weirdness going on here at the moment. Is that why the tool attacher joint? Okay, let's lower it. There we go. Fruit cannot be planted in April. We're not trying to plant that fruit. We are trying to plant this fruit. Right, and now we're going to need some seeds. So, yeah, this is a little bit funky, this. How well this is going to work, I don't know. But we're going to have to head up to the farm. We need some seeds. And we need some fertilizer. So we're going to use our little Ford for this, seeing as it's the only one we have left. I'm hoping I can attach the flatbed underneath the weight, because we want to get both the weight and the flatbed up to the field. It might be better if I got a weight that actually connected, or that would allow me to connect the flatbed, but we'll see how we go. Let's just bring this up here. And will that connect under there? How much trouble is yet? So that will connect. Okay. Like so. And wow, that actually works. Nope, I want to attach the whole yeah, oh, it's not letting me detach the trailer. It wants to detach the weight. That is going to be a lot of fun. I think we might have an issue there. We'll see how well this goes. Let me see if I can detach this. There we go. Got it detached. Right. And we want a couple of bags of seeds, I think. And then we have to head over to the shop and grab a load of fertilizer. We're going to have quite a heavy amount of fertilizer to put on the trailer, I think. Ooh, careful. Just hoping this little tractor is capable of pulling it. Right, up and on to there, like so. And then we'll get the second one. And get that onto there too. Perfect. And we'll do that as well. And into there. Whoa, back it off. And there we go. So 2 bags on. This is where having a 4th tractor on the farm would come in really handy. But it's not a big issue. This will connect up to here. It's just a little bit of a pain to get it to disconnect. Doesn't always recognize the flatbed. It tends to recognize the weight before the flatbed, so it gets a little bit cheap. Thankfully, we won't need to detach this when we get down to the shop, because we managed to pick something, or the shop managed to pick something up secondhand that is absolutely perfect for here, and is going to do an amazing job. And it's one of my favorite pieces of equipment in the game. It is, of course, the JCB Teletruck. Came up on the used. We didn't have enough money for it, but it was perfect for the shop. 32.5 hours on it. We've put a nice red set of forks on the front. We'll actually widen those because we're going to be picking up multiple bags. And in here, what have we got in? Oh, of course, we've got a huge, great sugar beet harvester. But what we want in here is we need 5 bags of the nitram. So we'll buy that. Yes. Okay. Perfect. And then we can go and get these loaded up with our very reliable little JCB. I mean, this was such a useful piece of kit on the Old Stream farm. And yeah, this will this take 4 bags? Oh, it's struggling. Yeah, what this little JCB is capable of is ridiculous. Last bag on. Couldn't quite lift all 4 of those bags up at once, but at least managed to transport them over to the trailer. We'll put this back in the shed. I will show you the number plate quickly. Is SH09OLY for shop only, and because yeah, this map doesn't have the ones where you can just write whatever you want. You have got to do stuff with an English number plate on this map, which is very cool. Right, let's drop down to low gear, get this moving, and drop it down a couple more, and then switch into the high. Yeah, this is going to struggle to get started, but I think once we get going, this will be fine. So as long as you don't ask this to go up any steep hills, this little tractor will be fine carting this stuff and pulling this trailer. As soon as you ask it to go up anything even slightly steep, you're in trouble. I want to miss the add-on. We'll park this back a little bit. I think we're going to have to pull our seeder forward. So we'll pull this forward a little bit. Yeah, let's raise it up because we can't actually seed anything at the moment. And then we'll disconnect all of this. There we go. That's all disconnected. It's really fiddly to get that to work. And then over here, we need to put in a bag. I think it'll probably only take 1 bag of fertilizer. I'd be amazed if it takes more than that. And then we'll want 2 bags of... Oh, no, we'll want 1 bag of fertilizer, I think. And 1 bag of seeds for this field. It's going to be a high amount of seed because this is silty clay, and silty clay definitely takes high seed numbers, especially for something like barley. So in the back is where this goes, and there we go. Most of that bag is in there, and drop that off. Ooh, that was lucky. Let's just check that we have got a full thing of, that seems, no, that's only 68%. It must have moved out of the way. Let's grab the rest of that. I think it might take more than a bag, and we want to put as much of this in as we can. Yeah, this weight we could do with a bigger weight with a hitch on it, I think. Okay, not from this angle. Let's try this again. Out and round and back. And yeah, there we go. There we are. Yeah, it swung out of the way last time, so we want to get it there. And I think we're going to need to add a little bit more to top it up. I do want to make sure this is full. We've got quite a lot of nitrogen that needs to go on our soil in order to sort this out. We saw it last time. It is just a massive field of red that we have here. I think we might have to go and do some more contracts in order to actually make sure we have enough cash to do all the fertilizing on our fields. There we go. So back this off and turn it in, because yeah, we need to still put the seeds in as well. Oh, this could be a very expensive setup. But look at that, our other tractor, our county is nicely going across the other field. And we will work out exactly how it is. I get it to do course play. I think I can go round and I can define my own fields around the edges here. So we might go and do that at some point. Now that we have defined edges, though, there are some jobs that we can just go and do the whole of field 12 on once it's been harvested. But it all depends on how our rotation works and when we're looking to put certain things in certain fields. Right, seeds in this back section, 14% left. I'm just going to park this tractor here. Hopefully it'll be out of the way. Actually, let's drop that front loader down. Leaving that up in the air will just strain the hydraulics. And then into here, we've got barley selected. We have everything sorted. We need to make sure we turn off the automatic amounts. So yeah, it's saying 120. So I'm going to turn off that, and I'm going to turn off that automatic seed rate as well. We want to increase the amount of seeds, and we want to increase the amount of fertilizer as well. So that we want up to barley on silty clay. There we are. That's what we're targeting. Most of this is barley on silty clay. And it's not now starting up. Let's close this then. Drop it down. Oh, is this one that doesn't turn on? Let's find out. Yep, it's one that you don't have to activate. You just drive along and it starts seeding. Fantastic. Let's get this done then. I am really liking this setup. This seeder is working brilliantly behind my 7810. We are hitting our requirements for the fertilizer on here rather nicely too, and we're hitting the number of seeds. Now, one thing our farm is going to do is cost us a lot in seeds. You can see under our variable seed rate, we've got 3 underlined, or our 3 circles are underlined. If we come up to the end of the field and come off the field, you'll see those disappear. Especially once we lift up and we're off the field, you can see they've disappeared, and that is the recommended seed rate. And I know that on silty clay, it's always a high recommended seed rate. So it's not too bad with how much fertilizer we're having to use on here. Slightly less than I'd expected. but we are using a lot of seeds. As a result, we're down to 60% of our seeds left and 74% of our fertilizer. So yeah, we are going to have to refill the seeds certainly before we get much further. However, we are making good progress into this field. You can see our big yellow band of where we've fertilized coming in, and as a result, yeah, it's looking really good. Someone was suggesting in the comments last time, why don't I plant a crop like soybeans or slightly off course there, or sunflowers that require a lot less nitrogen. In fact, I think they suggested that the soybeans, I think it was, put nitrogen back into the soil, which unfortunately isn't true with precision farming. Normally that would be the case. I think in real life that is the case. With precision farming, it isn't. They don't require any nitrogen, so would save us money there. But I think it's probably a good idea from the point of view of we only have a single day available to us, and we need to look at alternative crops that we might be able to plant on here if we're unable to get the canola in time. And I think soybeans are our best bet. Pretty much everything else that we can plant until the end of May requires a different seeder. So we can't plant it. Whereas sorghum and soybeans both will go until the end of May and will allow us to plant for that extended period, and with this seeder as well. So it means we wouldn't have to spend any extra money, and we would actually end up with not having to spend so much on fertilizer if that happened anyway. But we'll see where we want to go. I still want to put canola in, and that does mean that we've got to get this field and field 1 seeded today, preferably. Otherwise, next time it's going to be an early morning and 3 fields to get seeded. I don't think field 3 is going to take very long to seed, but it's yeah, it's just the whole thing of crunching everything into one day. If I can get 2 fields seeded, so one with spring barley and one with the canola, and then we have to do a field of soybeans after that, that would be fine. I'd be happy with going with the 4th crop. We only have 2 silos though, so whatever our 4th crop is, we would probably have to, well, we're gonna have to store 1 crop on the barn floor anyway for a while. We're probably gonna have to do the same with any other a 4th crop we get as well. Down to 10 liters. Let's get this opened up, and wow, I think we've actually got halfway across this field. Let's have a quick look. Yeah, that has actually done half the field, which is brilliant. So we need a lot of fertilizer. Soybeans may be a preference. It may be something that we need to go with. Certainly, we're using a lot of seeds as well. So we're going to need more seeds. We're going to need more fertilizer. All in all, this is going to turn out to be more expensive than we thought. Although, I think the barley seeds are the larger seeds anyway. Next year, trying to fit all of these crops into this 6-day seeding window will be much less of a problem. We will have a... we're going to be doing winter wheat instead of spring barley. And so, as a result of that, we should end up with a much, much better seeding setup. We'll have a 6-week window to get 4 fields planted, and then in October time we'll be trying to get the winter wheat in. So I'm trying to work out my crop rotation. I think because of how late the sorghum gets harvested, we will probably look at putting the canola in after that. And then the canola, we should be able to put the wheat in after, and then after the wheat, we should be able to put the sorghum in. So it should go fairly well. We do have a field currently that's being bid on. It is field 20. It's up by the grain mill. It is not within our target area, so I've just kind of been ignoring it. There's still a couple of days to go left on the auction. I'm keeping an eye on it. It's going for about 20,000, I think I saw then, which is, yeah, substantially cheaper than the field normally is. I do like the auction setup. It really, really makes you go, oh, I need to make sure I've got a little bit of money in my back pocket in case a field I want comes up. At the moment, it looks very much like we have enough seed and fertilizer in this seeder to make it to the end of this field, which is great news. The downside is I don't think we're going to get onto a second field today. We are just very low on time as far as that goes. It's 20 past 5 already, and yeah, it's going to be, I think it's going to be an early start next day, and we're going to probably concentrate up this end here. So we've got field 3 and the field next door, so field 12B I'll call it, with this being 12A, and those two need to be canola, so we can get the canola planted in these two with a fairly early start, and then we may go over to field 1 and get the wheat in there, the barley in there, sorry, the spring barley in there. Not the end of the world if we don't, and I think that is probably going to be our best bet as far as avoiding, or as far as putting the right crops in the right places. Field 1 last year was wheat, so I'm not too worried about putting something like soybeans in it. Whereas if I leave it to field 3, we're going to end up putting soybeans on soybeans, and I don't really want to do that. So yeah, we're gonna get the canola in next time, and then if we have time, we'll get the final field of wheat in. I have also got to watch, because we need to get lime both on field 12C down the bottom and onto field 6. And field 12C is also going to need, needs to be worked with the power harrow too. So there is so much to do on here in order to get it all done. That has just risen. Let's drop that down. So yeah, we'll see how we go, but that is looking like the situation at the moment. There's one tiny section of this field that isn't silty clay in this corner, and it's loam, and we are putting in way too little fertilizer and way too many seeds. But it is a tiny section. It lasts until there. Yeah, so we're the top corner there, that is not going to be treated well enough to get the maximum yield off it. But there's not much I can do. It's such a small area, it's not worth it. It's not like field 3 where we are actually going to have to adjust our soil, our seed amount, our seed rate, and our nitrogen levels in order to get the fullest out of it. It's going to be a fairly annoying field 3, to get seeded, whereas pretty much everywhere else is just solidly one type of soil. This most of field 12 is silty clay, and most of field, in fact all of field 1 is loam. So that's going to actually require more fertilizer and less seeds on field 1, whereas field 12, yeah, is a high seed rate, low fertilizer rate, and then field 3 will just switch between the two all the time. last little bit, and then we are all very nicely seeded on this field at the very least. As I said, what we'll do next time is we will go and get field 3 done, which is, as I said, going to be fun with the variable seed rate, and we're also gonna probably get 12B done. Looks like our other tractor is still going. How is that faring? Yeah, so that will soon be done on that job. And then we've just got field 12C and 6. Both of those need liming, and 12C is going to be needing the same work as our county is doing at the moment. For now, though, I'm going to leave this here. So all that remains is for me to say
thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please leave a like, drop us a comment, and give it a share. Special thanks to all my patrons and channel members. Your support is invaluable in making these videos and helping the channel to grow. For more from Virtual Farmer, check out the links below, follow on Twitch to watch live, and for more videos, subscribe and ring that bell. I will see you next time. Goodbye.